Welcome back to Great Day St. Louis. All right, I want you to stop for a second and think about this. If something happened to you and or your family had to step in for you, would they know what to do? This is a heavy topic and not one that we are comfortable talking about, but it's really, really important. Do you have plans in place for your loved ones if something bad happens to you? What if something good happens to you? We are sitting down with Era Lapidus. That's a good thing for us. She's with JBL Financial to talk about the simple steps that we can take now to help protect our families down the road. This is a big one, and I kind of came face to face with this a few years back and said, I really need to do this. What should we all have in place in case of an emergency?
Well, the basics really are having a will, a power of attorney, and your healthcare directives in place.
Okay.
Essentially what that's going to do is a power of attorney is going to assist your family members if you're incapacitated and still with us, but can't really fulfill your financial obligations, paying bills, making sure things happen on time. The healthcare directives are essentially what your wishes are if something happens to you, how you would like end-of-life care, if you would like end-of-life care, which is important to have those conversations in advance. And then another important thing to have is really an organized accounting of all of your financial accounts. So just a centralized location where people can find your family members, where everything is hidden, because over time, not only do we collect things, we collect financial instruments, we collect accounts, checking accounts, savings accounts.
Pets.
Pets, you definitely want to find those probably first.
Some of us collect children.
Want to find those first too before the accounts. But so all these things are going to help to ensure that during a difficult time, and this is true if something happens to you and you haven't passed away, or if you unfortunately do, it's going to be a difficult time for your family. Making this part a little bit easier on them is going to benefit everyone.
Because we don't want to be a burden.
Certainly.
Yeah. Why are having these documents so important then?
It's really important because at the end of the day, you want your wishes to be fulfilled, and you spent your entire working life saving your dollars, and in retirement, maybe continuing to be disciplined and saving those dollars. You want to make sure that they pass on to the people that you love or the places and things that you love, and not have the tax courts or probate take big pieces of it.
That was the magic word that you said, was probate, because everybody makes it sound like such a nightmare, where if I do get the power of attorney and what am I trying to think of?
The will and the trust. And all
the
that.
Trust, a trust. It takes all of that out of the equation. It lays everything out and how it will happen. Nobody really has to make decisions, big decisions. I've made that for them.
That's exactly right. So if you have a trust in place, as long as all of your documents reflect that either in the titling or as the beneficiary, you're going to avoid probate. As long as all of your accounts have beneficiaries on them, maybe you aren't someone that's in need of a trust necessarily. As long as there's beneficiary designations, you're going to avoid probate. Probate can be lengthy and it can also be expensive, so you certainly don't want that to happen to your assets or to your family.
Make the most of your assets and make sure that you're handing that out and distributing it in an efficient way.
Exactly.
It's good stuff. Where should people start, real quick?
So the first thing I would say is you want to start, just check your beneficiaries. Make sure every account you have either has a transfer on death or a beneficiary designation, and that will protect from probate. And then you want to move on to the other important documents, making sure you have that durable power of attorney, the medical directive, and then potentially a will or a trust as well.
All right, here's an idea. JBL Financial Services, located at 9300 Olive Boulevard. To get in touch with them, and they can take care of all of this for you and get you headed in the right direction. Give them a call at 314-863-0008, or you can also head to their website, which is jblfinancial.com, and you can listen to them on the radio Saturday mornings, right?
That's right, 9 to 11.
At the Big 550 KTRS.
Talk about peace of mind at the end of this process of setting up powers
And
of
I can
attorneys.
tell you that. Have you done it yet?
I have not.
I have
need
done
to.
it, and I can tell you everything fits in a folder,
And
then you
that's it.
protect it. And the other important thing that I wanted to talk about, and we didn't get time, was communicating to everybody
Right.
where this stuff is, and the instructions are right there in it. It's a piece of cake.
Set it and forget it.
Get that off the table.
That's what we like. Thank you, guys.